What's going on, YouTube? JT Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Dark Crisis Young Justice, issue number 2 of 6. I know the cover here says issue 1 of 6, but I already covered issue 1. There's some weird error going on with Comixology where it has issue 2, and instead of it just saying issue 2 with the cover, it just keeps issue 1. It's on Amazon too and that. So I don't know what the deal is going on with this thing, but that's something that just kind of exists, so we'll just kind of have to like roll with it for now. But this is a review on issue 2. I'll fix it in the thumbnail, but yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Never really seen that happen before unless there was some other weird error that took place. I'm sure they'll update it eventually, but it hasn't been updated like all day, so I'll just kind of roll with it. But anyways, this one picks up after the events of the previous issue where Tim Drake, Connor Kent, and Bart Allen all ended up in some weird kind of like universe of sorts that's kind of their past, but also things are a little bit different. It's more risque. People are making certain comments about things. It's what some people would call problematic. So yes, the issue touches on stuff like that. They're kind of trapped in this other world. They're fighting different villains. Like Cassie seems a bit off. Like everything just seems kind of off with this world. So like there's a Cassie in this world they're communicating with here, and then you also have the other Cassie, I think, that's just kind of off trying to figure out where they're at to try and find them. She goes to find Sissy, Arrowette, and Arrowette's just a real bitch in this issue. I'm just gonna be quite frankly, she's so mean-spirited and angsty, and like her friends are missing and she does not care at all. She complains about privilege and all that stuff going on here, but like she just like your whole life, Cassie, revolves around these 3 guys, and you like the chaos and all that. So yeah, like she's just like really kind of mean-spirited. Like, I mean, the Justice League is gone, her friends are gone, and Cassie seems to be the only person in the world who seems to care that Bart, Connor, and Tim are all off missing in different places. I don't know why nobody else really seems to like make this like a top tier priority of anything, just her. I get it's a Young Justice thing and they want to kind of pay tribute to that roster, but does nobody care? So anyways, like all of them in their whatever weird dream-like world or whatever you want to call it, go to meet the Justice League, and it's the Justice League from the past, kind of, but it's like they're kind of like the ones stepping up. Tim does mention John and Damian at some point, but the others don't even know who those characters are at this point. So this is kind of them in their like prime, I guess, and like they were kind of like the center stage. Connor is like, oh, this is a job for John, isn't it, Clark? He's like, what are you talking about? This is supposed to be you. Here's the cape and all that. Like this version of Cassie is kind of giving them like what they always wanted, I guess, deep down. They're like, oh, you wanted to be the Flash, Bart? Well, here you go. Oh, you wanted to be Superman, Connor? Here you go. Oh, Tim, you want to be Batman, don't you? And Tim's just kind of contemplating. He's like, huh, maybe I always did want to be Batman. Is that true? I mean, did that months ago when so-and-so asked me, like, I wanted the cowl. But ever since Damian showed up, we all know Bruce was planning to give the cowl to him. Even isn't ready yet. He will be someday. I can't be Robin forever, so I'm going to be, if not Batman. So there's that. And then we get the infamous panel, which is going to become a bit of a meme, I'm sure. So she mentions here, I'm sure Spoiler would love to get back together with you once you're Batman, but I don't want to date Stephanie. I'm dating Bernard. But you will. She's your destiny once you're out of this phase. The fucking what? So yes, we officially have dreamlike homophobic Batman in this issue. So if that's something you always wanted to see, you got that in this thing. So yeah, I'm sure that this panel is gonna be taken like out of context for years to come, where people are like, wait, was that really a thing? So I mean, it'll become a meme in time. So there's that. But anyway, so Tim, Connor, and Bart are all kind of like figuring out like, okay, there's something clearly wrong here and we're not sure what's going on here. Where's Cassie? What's going on here? And then Connor debates like, hey, do we really have to go back? Like, I'm kind of a somebody here. And then Bart kind of jumps in. It's like, this isn't our place. It's like everything is wrong. It's way too all sorts of things. It's made for immature little boys, and that's not us. So yeah, we got kind of that going on here. It's, like I said, problematic, as some people would call it. But anyway, so like Connor was just like, but like it's better for us here. We're kind of like at center stage here. So it almost feels like in some ways the issue itself is kind of a commentary on like these characters' places within the DC universe and how some people have voiced their frustration and how like shouldn't Connor be like taking over from John as Superman? Like why is it like that their generation's being kind of skipped? That's at least what I'm getting at here. But then like Cassie's up here with finding somebody, Red Tornado comes into play, and then Sissy kind of comes in, and then they kind of have like a nice bit of an embrace here. And then Tim's like, well, where Cassie go? So they kind of go off to like their old hangout point, and they come across zombies. And at the end of the issue, we have Destro, Captain Boomerang, and Lex Luthor for some reason. So it's like, we're not sure what's going on here. There is one panel where somebody randomly pops up. I'm like, I can't tell who that is exactly. Is that Pariah or something? I don't know, but there seems to be this strange theme of like the worlds are kind of twisting in like dreamlike states going on throughout the rest of the Dark Crisis event that's been happening at DC Comics. Like, we had the World Without a Justice League, where it was like Superman envisioning John having grown up, and then we had the Flash issue that came out today, the Dark Crisis time. But at least with that one, they're going through the multiverse, so things are always going to be kind of strange and bizarre in that way. But here we don't really have an explanation, so like things are just kind of like off with this particular world. So yeah, like I'm still curious to see what it's all going to be and like how it all like ties together. As an issue itself, like, I mean, it's just kind of okay. I don't really hate it. I don't really love it either. I thought the first issue was a little bit better. The artwork by Laura Braga and Luis Guerrero's colors, like combined, actually pop really well off the page. The line work is pretty good, and the visuals are on point for the most part. I just think the story itself is just kind of all right. Maybe older fans of Young Justice will like it, or maybe they won't. I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of up in the air, I feel like, with this particular issue. Maybe some will get behind it and others won't really like it. I don't think it's going to be like a universally positive comic like the one I reviewed earlier today when I talked about like Batman Superman World's Finest. Like, that's a book that seemingly everyone's really on board with how good it is. This is another one that just kind of like in the middle for me personally. Didn't really love it, didn't really like hate it or anything. I don't think it's the worst thing in existence ever. I do think Arrowette was just written to be a little bit too like angsty and a little bit too like unlikable. I think, you know, when your friends are missing and the Justice League is dead, like, you don't have to be like that much of a like nagging about it. Like, and I feel kind of bad for Cassie in this thing. Like, nobody seems to care at all that Tim, Connor, and Bart are just gone. It just feels like the world just doesn't care. So yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. At least, like, for me, like, I feel like other heroes would kind of step up and be like, okay, somebody's missing. Let's get a team together. But no, it's just you. So there's that. All right, well, I think I've rambled on enough about this thing. This doesn't really seem like it does much to advance the Dark Crisis storyline. I mean, without it just being titled Dark Crisis, you wouldn't necessarily know it's a tie. Well, I mean, it doesn't really tie in. I guess it kind of does, but it's not really like it doesn't really feel essential to the main story unless it's going to like pan out like some big huge plot point later on. But yeah, Dark Crisis continues to be kind of a mixed bag of an event. I still feel like the World Without a Justice League, the Superman one, was kind of the weakest storyline in the Dark Crisis tie-in stuff. But this one, like, I like the Flash storyline going on more as a tie-in, because at least there's getting some fun creative worlds in that. This one, like I said, there's a little bit of angstiness, and it just feels like a lot of like whining and complaining going on in it, if that makes sense. And it's not like the most engaging story, but it's not like the worst thing I've read. I thought the previous issue was better. So I don't know. My thoughts are kind of all over the place. This thing, take it for what it's worth. I don't know if somebody's going to like it or not, but maybe some will and maybe some won't. So I'm mixed on the issue overall. Artwork is pretty good, but that's just about really like the strong suit for me in this issue. Yeah, so that's all I really have to say about this particular issue. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications. Be sure to come back next time. I'll be talking about the latest issue of DC versus Vampires, which is part of like a 6-issue spin-off thing called All Out War. That'll be out later on today. That'll be out later on today, because I haven't had the chance to really sit down and read that issue yet. But when I do, I will be sure to talk about it. So look forward to that. All right, well, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.